Hey guys, it's been a while since I've uploaded, entirely just because I've been too lazy to. I've been preoccupied playing some niche underground games you've probably never heard about. But enough about me, you probably don't give a shit. Let's talk about Palworld. Pokemon with guns, Arc with Pokemon. The biggest game since Fortnite. This game just came out of nowhere. One day I was just randomly checking the Steam charts and Palworld was on top beating goddamn CS2. Although it's not really that surprising that a game that combines gambling, endless grinding, and the most popular media franchise ever blew the hell up. Now, I won't be talking about any of the controversy surrounding this game, because I don't care even a slight bit. I make stupid, poor attempts at video game reviews. I don't feel like discussing the ethics of AI, plagiarism, and intellectual property. Instead, I'll leave it up to the Twitter pseudo-intellectuals and this bald beaver. Anyways, let's jump into it, shall we? Once you've selected a server, or created an island, you get to create your very own Pal trainer. You can create a cutesy anime girl that's hopefully of age, or a hideous monstrosity of a character like a real man. There's also a third option. The first thing you'll notice when you spawn in is the game is janky as shit. Now, some might consider this a bad thing. However, opportunists such as myself see this as a potential to absolutely break the game. Also, pretty much all other survival games are janky as hell anyways. This being an open world sandbox survival game, your main objectives are to explore the map, capture pals, don't die, and beat the 5 tower bosses. More on those later. Actually, never mind. They're just giant Pokemon with a lot of health and a gym leader on their back. Pals that you're tasked with capturing are obviously the star of the show. Also, from here on out, I'm just gonna call them Pokemon because that's what they are. Just like I'm not gonna call zombies whatever random bullshit a game or movie wants me to call them. Anyways, there are currently 137 Pokemon in the game. Their designs range from pretty cool to that's literally just a chicken to, well, I don't want to make love to Pokemon because I'm not a freak. However, if you're into that, you've got plenty to choose from. To capture the Pokemon, you gotta weaken them up, then throw your trusty pal sphere at them. Now comes my favorite part. A capture percentage will pop up, and if it reaches 100, you capture the Pokemon. This is fun for me since it's like gambling, and also the dopamine receptors in my brain have been turned into absolute mush, and watching numbers go up is the only way I can feel anything anymore. Scattered around the map are Liftmonk effigies. These little bastards help to incentivize exploration and allow you to increase your capture power at statues of power. Although, until recently, there was a lovely glitch that made it so upgrading your stats would actually lower your capture power. Nintendo, this is the game that's better than any official Pokemon game you've released in decades, by the way. Anyways, I of course use this as an excuse to change the game stats and remove the grind from a game about grinding. I might suggest you do this yourself, as it took me like 30 hours to reach the level of combat of a red coat from the 1700s. Once you've captured a Pokemon, you have 3 options. The first is to add it to your party, where it can help you to either capture or brutally slaughter their kin alongside you in battle. Oh shit! The second option brings me to another one of Palworld's mechanics, base building. If you build a pal box, the surrounding area turns into a base, where you can build a base and sleep and farm and stuff. Your pals can be employed as workers at your base, where they can perform tasks for you like hard labor or hard labor. This is of course completely voluntary, and they're not forced to work at all. They're just crippled by debt and aren't allowed to leave the base. Ah shit, I mixed that up with a real-world situation where employers in Qatar would exploit migrant workers. Moving on, some players will use these systems as a way to create a beautiful safe haven for them and their pals. I, of course, am not one of these players. My bases give off more of a Siberian penal colony type vibe. My motto to raise the productivity of my workers is, a good pal is a working pal, and a pal that isn't working is a dead pal. That brings me to the third option. You can butcher your Pokemon. I take advantage of this option if my Pokemon take a break, or get sick, get injured, or develop an eating disorder. Now, continue mining that ore unless you want to be dinner. The attentive among you might have noticed how I said workers earlier, when referring to the employees at my base. That's because in addition to being able to capture Pokemon, you can also capture humans. That title's starting to make a bit more sense now, isn't it? The final main gameplay pillar of Palworld is the exploration. Now, I definitely wouldn't say it's the game's strong suit. It seems exciting to explore the massive map until you realize there ain't much value around here. Why is there just 7? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7 Robin Quills there. The gang meeting up. Maybe I wouldn't find exploration so boring if the grappling hook didn't fucking suck. I mean, come on, how can you screw up a grappling hook? Although, I guess you don't really need a grappling hook if you can fly everywhere. The main things to find around the map are mini-bosses, small friendly settlements with dead NPCs and traders, and enemy encampments. These encampments will have Pokemon in cages that you can rescue. Remember, it's not terrorism if it's for the environment. I'm of course solely talking about the game, and this in no way reflects my personal views. Also, side note, the so-called Free Pal Alliance for some reason has a caged pal in their settlements, and they just randomly jump Pokemon in the wild. Other than that, there really isn't that much to do, but at least there's fast travel. Final verdicts, the game's obviously overhyped, but it's fun, extremely addicting, good with friends. How you doing that? And, most importantly, Magnitude's better than whatever slop Game Freak keeps releasing. If for some reason you haven't checked it out yet, and if you're a fan of survival games, or if you're a Pokemon fan who's been stuck in an abusive relationship with the raging alcoholic that is Nintendo, I'd recommend picking it up. Or don't, I couldn't care less. Anyways, as always, also, like for Lovander, comment for Lunaris.